Hi, I'm stonecipher, and welcome to my channel where we talk about all things brick and mortar retail. Today we're going to talk about how to come up with a budget when you're going to show. Show can be so exciting. It's where you get to pick out all of your merchandise, but it can also be super overwhelming. You're walking into a building with millions of garments, and if you do not equip yourself with the correct numbers before you go in, it would be so easy to blow your entire annual budget in one buying trip. So let me help.
Have you ever dreamed of opening your own clothing store? Would you love to be a larger part of your local community? Or maybe you already have an online shop but want to take the leap into a physical location. Well, join me as I pull back the curtain on all things brick and mortar. And don't forget to like and subscribe to stay updated on how to grow and thrive in your own retail storefront.
First thing we need to figure out is, what is your budget? If you are already in business, this can be easy because you can go into your point of sale. I love Shopify because it has all the reports. I go into my Shopify and I run my numbers of what I sold last year. So I'm going to market in about 2 hours from now, hopping on a plane. And what I am doing when I get there is buying my fall collection. So I'm gonna buy for my fourth quarter of my store, September, October, November, and December. So I went into my Shopify and I ran a report and figured out how much of each category I sold inside my shop last year for that same time. I broke it out by clothing, shoes, accessories, jewelry, and so I now have a budget of what I can purchase knowing my actual numbers, not made up numbers, right? Knowing exactly how much I actually sold last year. Now, if you are a brand new business and you do not have any reports to run, it can be very daunting to just pull numbers out of the sky to figure out how much you think you are going to make. In today's world, I was able to go to Google, right? We love Google so much because it can equip you with all the things that you don't know. So in 2021, the average boutique in the US made $28,000 per month. Now, this is average. If you are a brand new boutique, you're not gonna come out of the gate making $28,000 a month. It's probably gonna be somewhere in the range of $10,000 to $15,000. So, knowing that, you can put your budget together and, again, not blow everything you have saved before you even open. Moving into the actual logistics of how you stay organized when you're at market, which can be one of the hardest things possible. You're overstimulated by so many pretty things. You're in this huge building with thousands of people. It can be hard to come back down to earth and realize this is for a business. So I have created a great template. I actually bring it around to market with me on my iPad and fill it in as I go from booth to booth. We have put a link to it in the notes, so I would recommend pausing right here, head on down there, download it, so as I'm explaining it in this video, you can see exactly what I am doing, and so you can do it too. Pause. Welcome back. This is how I do it when I am at market. Now, I have it beautiful, color coordinated, of course, in my branding colors, because I'm crazy. And what I do is we have a great section that starts with my total budget. So my total budget for my fourth quarter of my store for clothing, because if you see down at the bottom, I have all of those categories that I just said: clothing, shoes, denim, jewelry, easy to go back and forth. For clothing, my total budget is $94,200. Again, I ran my reports. This is how much I knew I would need because this is what we did last year. So then on top of that, I have all of my brands. I like to have my brands in order of importance. So that way when I'm going to market, I know that the top brands are the ones I need to focus on, and then everything else is just gravy on top of that. I have a by budget column here. So as I am purchasing from these categories, I can just put that number in and it makes it really, really easy. And then I also have a percentage column. So I know how much of my overall budget I spent on these specific brands. So for example, I've already purchased my Velvet Heart for this quarter. My rep actually came to me, so I don't have to worry about that when I go to market. And I spent 8% of my entire fall budget on Velvet Heart. Now that may seem like a lot when you have lots of brands, but it's one of my core lines, so it makes sense. Some of these smaller lines I'm probably going to spend 1 or 2% on, but my big lines with the big names I want to spend a little bit more with. Now we're going to come over here where I think it's the most important tool of this entire spreadsheet. What that is going to tell me how much I have left in my budget to spend. How does that happen? Well, Excel is amazing. This is actually in Sheets. When you download it, you can either download it and upload it into Sheets or upload it into Excel. And so it has formulas in it. As I am filling this out in real time, it is coming out of my budget and telling me exactly how much money I have left to spend and exactly how much of percent of my budget I have left to spend. So I've done a couple of pre-orders, like I said, already before I go to market. So I know that once I go there, I now have $72,000 left in my budget to spend. So I'm gonna hit my big guys first, really, make sure that I have all my bases covered with my big name brands. And that's what I do on day 1. Day 2, I will fill in with all of my smaller no-name brands. And so this will tell me on day 2 exactly how much I have left to spend, and I will not be up the creek come, the end of December with so much merchandise that I have to do some massive clearance and, warehouse sale or whatever it is, because I actually looked at my numbers. And guess what? If we are busier than I anticipate, which hopefully we will be, right? Always got to think positive. That's what those additional markets you can go to. There's markets almost once a month around the country. So if I need to hop on a plane and go to market in October to fill in because we're way busier than anticipated, I can do that. But that's also where sites like Fashion Go come into place. So easy that if I need to fill in some things because we are busier, I can just get on the internet and have it shipped to me. So I rather underbuy than overbuy, right? Know your numbers. This is how you are going to make a profit. Okay, I hope this was super informative for you. And like I always say, please comment, respond below if you have any other questions. I would love to help you out here. And don't forget to like and subscribe.